you do. Unhit it when you come back.
And hi again, everybody, as we welcome you back here to the ballpark here at in Elko at Upper Camp Field as the Game 3 getting ready to start here this afternoon. That features Baker City from Oregon against Reno as you get ready to take the field here coming up for the third game. Dan Hubbard along with Sam Brown. Sam, glad to have you with us here this afternoon. You're the local guy. You're the guy who really knows how the baseball thing works up here in the Elko area and surrounding Nevada area.
I've got a little more than you, I would say, maybe perhaps. Although, to be honest with you, I'm picking some stuff up this weekend as well. This wood bat thing is entirely different to me.
Yeah, it's the great equalizer. It makes things a little bit different. We'll talk about wood bats and what the difference they mean and the history of the wood bat as we go along throughout the ball game here today. But we'll take a break here. We'll come back. They're exchanging lineup cards. We're not too far away from the first pitch of the game. So we'll take a little bit of a scene set. We'll come back with the starting lineups in the first pitch. It's coming up right after this here on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Get back to feeling your best with Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy. If you find yourself struggling with pain or limited mobility in your everyday life, your recovery starts here. With a personalized treatment plan just for you, our experienced physical therapists will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. Call us today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
The strategic plan for Una County School District Number 4 states, through collaboration with the entire learning community, our mission is to instill problem-solving skills in our students that will translate to a rapidly changing global environment. We work to accomplish this by constantly improving student achievement, improving student academic and behavioral skills with a district that operates efficiently and effectively. Uinta County School District Number 4, excellence in teaching, opportunity through learning.
Helpful, friendly, and knowledgeable, the staff at Kazine's Ace Hardware is ready to assist with any home improvement project. Kazine's Ace Hardware, the helpful place, has expanded their store and inventory to meet your every need. Next time you're updating, painting, or maintaining your home, or you're in need of small engine repair on your lawnmower, chainsaw, or snowblower, visit Kazine's Ace Hardware at 800 Front Street in Evanston. Auto, home, life, renters, and business all have one thing in common. They all need insurance. Choosing the right agent is always hard. Choose the agent that takes a professional and individual approach to each client. At Farmers Insurance in Lyman, you will find that agent. Farrell is a down-to-earth person who loves hunting, fishing, and above all, his family. Come in and visit him and his friendly staff for a quote today at 37 Mountain Meadow Street, Suite B in Lyman.
At Alta Construction, we specialize in pre-engineered steel buildings, interior office framing, finishes and flooring, concrete work from foundations to concrete flatwork. Alta Construction specializes in industrial and commercial projects. Call today at 307-786-4834. Alta Construction, from conception to completion.
The town of Mountain View is located in the historic Bridger Valley and serves as the gateway to the high Uintas. With a panoramic view of the rugged Uinta peaks, you feel like you're in paradise. Our town park and scenic river walk offer a safe place for rest and relaxation. Looking for a great place to live? Our quality of life is great and our people are very friendly. Come join our tranquil way of life. The town of Mountain View, a gateway to the high Uintas.
Book Book your next event at Aspen Cinemas. Make it your own with corporate or family parties, birthdays, video game nights, or personal screenings of new movies. They're all available. With affordable pricing and easy booking, you can make your next event stand out at Aspen Cinemas. Aspen Cinemas, 307-316-7846. Book your event today at Aspen Cinemas, 307-316-7846.
All right, welcome back here to Upper Kemp Field as we get ready for Game 3 of the day. As we're going to have a little bit of a delay here as the pitcher's mound, when they're out doing the field between games, pitcher's mound seems to be a little bit wet, and they need to work on it a little bit as it was Gavin Peoples out there trying to get ready to throw his warm-up tosses, and it's still wet and muddy out there, so they've got to go out and do a little repair job to the pitcher's mound before we get going. So it gives Sam Brown and I a couple of minutes to chat as we've seen Elko play 3 times now, twice yesterday, once earlier today, and they'll play the next game coming up tonight as well. What is Elko baseball like? Well, what is baseball like up here in the Upper Nevada area?
Baseball it's something that's growing, but it's very weather dependent. A lot of times these fields are, and I'm sure you, those of you in southern Idaho and also in Wyoming can attest to the fact that the snow leaves when it wants to leave. Sometimes it'll be clear at the end of March, and then you'll get that big old dump in April and May. And so when it comes to northern Nevada, especially at this elevation, it can be a little hard to get your reps in out on the field. But Elko has been a very solid program for a number of years. Haven't won a state championship, did get a runner-up at the high school level, I should say, back in about 2016, I think it was, 2017. Jeremy Etchemendy, the head coach here for Elko, he's been on the job for, I believe, about 5 years now, and is doing a really good job of working this program, I should say, getting the kids a little bit more involved. This summer program that he's started is really good in getting the kids some extra reps. As far as like the youth leagues are concerned, they've got the little league. The Babe Ruth League that we had when I was young has kind of petered out a little bit, and so you're looking at the American Legion type ball, different types of travel ball to get it in, and so it's competitive, but you really got to travel in order to get some reps in around here.
In fact, let me go. You're talking about having a hard time getting on the field here. It got to the point in Wyoming where they gave up. They don't have a high school baseball program in Wyoming
I noticed. I didn't know that until I tried to find a little bit of information about Evanston and found that they weren't on MaxPreps.
No, there's no baseball in Wyoming. That's why American Legion ball is so active and prevalent in the state of Wyoming, because all those guys who want to play ball, that's the only option they have is to go play American Legion ball after school is out.
Now, of course, other parts of the state here in Nevada, much lower elevation, much more favorable weather conditions, and so you've got great teams down in Las Vegas and even in Reno. But here in Elko, you play tough ball. You know, you're used to cold hands and the sting of the bat, and on into early May.
Right. Well, it looks like Gavin Pappas is going to finally try throwing some warm-up tosses, as I should say that's Will Carol Connell, I should say, I was right the first time, Gavin Pappas. Looks like he finally going to start to throw some warm-up tosses, so we're just a moment or two away from the first pitch of the game here between Reno and Baker City. Baker City is in Oregon. It's in the eastern part of Oregon. By the way the crow flies, it's probably about an hour and a half west of Boise, Idaho, just over the Idaho state line. If you follow local politics, that would kind of fall into that area along the eastern state line that either, to take your pick, that Oregon either wants to give away or Idaho wants to annex.
Yes, yeah. No, Baker City, part of that greater Treasure Valley area. A lot of good baseball played in the Treasure Valley. Of course, Boise, Nampa, Caldwell, Meridian, burgeoning metropolis there in southwest Idaho, and Baker City, a big part of that as well.
All right, that was we're going through the warm-up tosses. Let's get started here. Time for our starting lineups. Baker City, our visiting team, as they will line up this way, as Will O'Connell will pitch and he'll hit leadoff. Logan Crawford will bat second. He's in left field. Jake McClenty is the shortstop, and he will hit third. Zane Morgan hits fourth. He's at first base. Talon Van Cleve is the catcher. He will hit fifth. Clay Stevens hits sixth. He's at third base. Andy Richards is in right field. He'll hit seventh. Logan Mayer is the second baseman. He'll hit eighth. Sage Joseph is the center fielder, and he will hit number 9. We'll give you the Reno lineup when they come up in the bottom of the inning. So here we go. As just a little bit behind schedule. They thought that the game should be starting at about 3 o'clock if everything went right with the delays from the earlier games and the little groundwork they did. The first pitch is over for a strike at 3:27 this afternoon.
The field is in great condition, honestly, for how they're, the weather, which is beautiful, perfect here.
As the next pitch home from Pappas is over. I believe it's 1-1 strike.
I believe that's correct.
0-2, I should say. They're having to reset the scoreboard as that one's chopped past the mound. That'll go right to the shortstop. He throws across and not in time as O'Connell able to beat that ball out as he bounced it back across over the mound, and the shortstop couldn't make the play in time.
Yeah, that was a slow roller there to shortstop just to the left of the mound, and that was a difficult play. I was impressed that the shortstop was actually able to come up with it, let alone make the throw.
So that'll bring up Logan Crawford as John Garcia is going to go be the courtesy runner at first base for O'Connell, as Logan Crawford will come up. So Crawford at the plate. It's our first look at Baker City. They played on the other field yesterday, so we didn't get to really see them play over here. As Crawford's going to show bunt, pulls the bat back, but it's going to cost him a strike anyway, and it's 0-1. Outfield straight away. The what wind there is much different than it was yesterday. It was blowing out toward right center field yesterday between 20 and 25 miles an hour. And Old Glory just barely flickering out there in right center field today under Basque of sunshine as the pitch is rolled foul and it's 0-2.
Yeah, kind of a swirling wind. It started off west to east, and now, as you say, the flag up there out center field is blowing more east to west now.
Sunny, calm, 76 at the first pitch of this afternoon's game. Runner away from first base, not running. Ground ball toward third, and trying to wait for a hop was the third baseman, Zeller, as the ball lets the ball play him, and it goes into left field.
Baker making good contact early on, and when you put it into play, you're going to have the opportunity for some good things to happen, and now they've got 2 runners on and nobody out.
As we look down at Zeller, he's doing the same thing. He's trying to kick the mud out of his shoes, so the guys with the water hose between games looks like may have got just a little bit carried away. So here's Jake McClenty as he is the shortstop. 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first. And the pitch to McClenty popped up. That'll go foul over here on the first base side, and it's 0-1.
Good swing on that one. That pitch low and away, though. Couldn't straighten it out.
We're certainly glad to have you with us here today. Can you raise my mic just a little bit? As with McClenty at the plate, as the next pitch is hit foul back into the screen, and it's 0-2.
Big rip there. Came up just a little bit underneath of that one.
So no balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away against McClenty. As Baker City and Reno squaring off. This is the first of a doubleheader for Reno, as they'll be around for the next game, which is slated for a 5:30 start. You got to think going in, it's going to be a little bit later than that, as they will play the Elko team in the final game of the day here in day 2 as that ball's lined just over the head of the shortstop out in the left center field. Here comes the runner for O'Connell around. He will score, and it's 1-0 as the play goes back to third with nobody covering there. As then behind the play, McClinty, after the RBI single, will move up to second base as well.
Smart move there as he recognized McClinty. There was nobody covering second. The entire infield shifted over to try and they weren't sure who was going to cover third, and it was a lot like a Laurel and Hardy gig right there.
So 3 straight hits to open the inning, produce at least 1 run. Runners at second and third, nobody out. And here is Zane Morgan, the first baseman, as that goes through the legs of the catcher all the way to the backstop. And here comes Crawford home to make it 2-0.
A little bit of control issue there for number 24, Pappas. He's seen it outside, a little high, now a little bit low, and we got a mound meeting.
Yeah, already here in the first inning before the seats are hardly warm, so to speak, considering it's only 76 outside, that we're going to get a visit to the mound and come out and talk with Pappas and just kind of slow things down a little bit and meet with the entire infield. I know Zeller was chirping back to the base umpire a little bit after that play at third base.
Well, that's probably a good idea because the coach not only settling his pitcher down, but reminding his infielders of their responsibilities potentially, as they basically have allowed the runner to get to third because they didn't cover the bases the proper way.
So here, Morgan, 1 ball and no strikes on him. Zane climbs back in from the right side as Pap is ready again, and the pitch is hit foul at home plate as he pounds that right down into the dirt.
He get a little bit of his leg on that one. It looked like he had to readjust his left shoe.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, little drop down breaking pitch, misses outside, and it goes to 2-1. But the outfield straight away, and I got to tell you, it has been a very pleasant day here at the ballpark.
Yeah, that slight breeze really cools things off.
2-1 offering. Misses inside. It goes to ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Nice job there by the batter, Zane Morgan, not leaning into that one, potentially creating an out.
Talon Van Cleve waits on deck, and the 3-1 pitch misses outside. As it goes to the backstop, here comes the runner, McKellar, home. He's going to score to make it 3-0 before there's an out here in the top of the first inning.
And lost in that excitement was ball 4, as Morgan is going to take first. And so all 4 Baker City Bulldogs have reached base here against the Knights to open the ball game.
So here's the catcher, Talon Van Cleve. He also will hit from the right side as Morgan over first base trying to shade his eyes a little bit as Van Cleve shows bunt, pushes it, and as he tried to run up on it and hit it foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
Seems like, as I've seen, now a few games, and wood bat lends itself a little bit more to small ball. A lot more bunting, a lot more hit and run, steals than I'm used to seeing, Dan.
Well, there's a lot of things that go into wooden bats. As the bunt gets down, it's picked up by Pappas, the pitcher, who throws over to first base, and it's in time for the first out. 1-3 on the put out as Morgan moves up to second base.
Good sacrifice there. There was no question that he was bunting and did a good job of putting it down. He did push it kind of straight at the pitcher rather than giving himself the opportunity to beat it out, but there is a runner in scoring position now.
Yeah. And that'll bring up Clay Stevens, the third baseman, with 1 out, and a runner at second base. As Pappas sets up around the letters, comes home. That first pitch is a ground ball to the right side. That'll get the runner over to third as it's the second baseman throwing across. That's Adrian, and now there's 2 outs.
Now coming to the plate.
A good job of situational hitting there, too, hitting to the right side of the field to make sure that even if you're going to sacrifice yourself, you're moving the runner 90 feet.
So here is Andy Richards. Richards is the right fielder. He can pick up a 4th run here in the inning if he can pick up a 2-out hit to bring the run in. As the first pitch to him misses down low, ball 1, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straight away against Richards.
Wind has died down again, so.
As again the next pitch bounces up there, and here comes Richards to the plate. He will score to make it 4-0 with a plots into the mud.
Might make it a little softer as he did that head first slide. Maybe he's hoping to dry it out for future innings.
Might move some of that mud out of the way in the right-hand hitter's batter's box.
Makes you want to switch over and go left-handed because that side of the box looks pretty good, pretty dry.
So 2 balls and no strikes on Andy Richards, the right fielder. It's 4-0 here in the top of the first inning for Baker City. As that pitch again misses up high, and it goes to ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Stevens, the 7th man to hit here in the inning. The 3-0 offering is low, ball 4.
Good at bat there. He was very patient, watched it well, and didn't swing at anything that was not in the zone.
So second walk here of the top of the first to go along with the 3 hits to help to produce the 4 runs. As they go back to first base, and back over there is Richards. Over there is, and now at the plate here is Logan Meyer, the second baseman. Baker City, gray pants, purple shirts, little gold trim around the neckline and the sleeve, with dark purple numbers and gold trim on the back. As the first pitch misses high, ball 1 to Meyer. Pap is ready again, comes home, and that pitch misses outside, and it's 2-0.
Looking for a bigger crowd to start wandering in as Elko gets ready to play the nightcap. I thought it was a well-attended game last night. Didn't work out well for the Bascos as Evanston took care of business, but should be a pretty good ball game, I think. Elko played well earlier today in the opener, and an opportunity with their twin bill tonight to pick up their second win.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that made the trip over from western Wyoming to support the Evanston Outlaws as they turn out well. The 2-0 pitch misses outside again, ball 3, 3-0 on Logan Meyer.
Babbitt's definitely struggling with his control here. He's kind of all over around the strike zone, but not finding it much at all.
3-0 pitch right down Broadway for a called strike, and it's 3-1.
Broadcaster's curse. You're welcome. Good hitters count now, though, for the man at the plate.
A lot of folks sitting under the tents as that one's outside. Meyer will draw a walk on the 3-1 pitch. That's the third walk of the inning to go along with the 3 hits. Now the 9th man to hit here in the inning is the center fielder, Sage Joseph.
He's got a nice curly mane popping out of that helmet. I'm not jealous. I don't miss my hair, but I will say prominent the amount of hair on kids these days.
That's okay. You can tell us how jealous you really are. That's fine. As the first pitch here to Joseph misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. I'm just going to reach around you here real quick for a second. As we try to get some more audio here out of my microphone.
Gotcha.
1-0 pitch misses down and away again, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 offering. As that one again will miss down low, and it's 3-0. Just wondering if my headset is.
I'm hearing you good.
Are you?
Yeah,
I'm not hearing myself. So If you think I sound okay, that's perfectly fine, I guess.
I think you sound lovely, actually.
The 3-0 pitch misses well outside. That's going to be another walk, and that's going to load the bases.
Brings us back to the top of the batting order. Playing pitcher number 28, Will O'Connor. 3
straight walks, 4 overall in the inning. And they're going to let Papples continue on as the 10th batter to bat in the inning. We'll go back to the top of the order, and here's Will O'Connell, who led the inning off with a single and eventually worked his way to score the first of those 4 runs. Up there hitting now with the bases full, and that's a breaking pitch. It's going to be a pass ball that the catcher just didn't catch and let it go to the backstop as Richards comes home to score the 5th run of the inning.
Started off with hot bats, and now the Bulldogs are just taking what's been given to them.
5 runs on just 3 hits. Runners at second and third, and the next pitch popped up. Short left. Up on the ball is the left fielder, as that is caught there, and that's the way the first inning will come to an end, but not before Baker City sends a total of 10 men to the plate. 5 of them come home to score, and they also leave a couple of guys out on the base paths as well. We're done with a half inning. We'll move along to the bottom of the first on this first Bank of Wyoming presentation of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament here on MyLocalRadio.com and on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Come visit For Pete's Sake for fresh-made coffee, an amazing menu of home-cooked meals, and great company. Visit For Pete's Sake on the corner of 9th and Main, downtown Evanston.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Well, trailing 5-0, we'll move along here to the bottom of the first inning. Let's give you the Reno lineup as they come up for the first time. As Chase Hinhot, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's the left fielder, and he will bat leadoff for Reno. Dean Barton, the shortstop, will bat second. Pike Adrian is the second baseman. He'll hit third. Colin Planta, the center fielder, hits fourth. It'll be Matrang Lopez, the designated hitter. He'll hit in the 5 spot. Sawyer Sala will play first base today. He'll hit 6th. Landon Zeller is the third baseman. He'll hit in the 7 spot. Hayden Hunter is the catcher. He'll hit 7th. And Chase Ruzick is the right fielder. He'll hit number 9. So they have a little bit of a hill to climb now as we move here to the bottom of inning number 1.
Half of the first inning, playing left field is number 10, Chase Hemholtz.
Talking between innings, the Reno team that's down, in that 5-0 hole, very young squad, and it showed there in the top of the first.
Yeah, here's Chase Hemholtz to lead off. As Chase, first ball swinging, hits it in the air toward right center field. Ball's going to hang up in the wind as Joseph has time to come over and make the catch for the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Had to cover a lot of ground there, but able to make it look easy. I miss those days.
So 1 out. Here's Dean Burton. Burton, who we saw play a little bit yesterday in the one game they played, but he went 0 for 4. Big chopper to third. Nice play, backhanded over there. Throws across on a bounce to get him. That's a heck of a play.
Great throw by the third baseman and a good pick over there at first. Baker City showing some defensive prowess there on the across the diamond throw and play for the second out.
Number 4, Pike Adrian.
So Adrian, as he had a couple of hits in their game yesterday, Of course, the game that they played yesterday, Reno losing to Pocatello 11-4, and takes that first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Nice movement, just dropped right on that outside corner.
The 0-1 pitch. That's going to be hit foul back into the screen, and quickly it goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
I was kind of holding my breath a little bit, see if we could get a 3-pitch inning. That would be something. But instead he's up to his 6th now.
As O'Connell rocks, comes home, the pitch down low, and it's now 1-2. So 5-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard as Baker City rolls a big handful in the top of the first inning. Big chopper towards shortstop. McKella has it there, played across in time, and it's a perfect 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning. Exactly what you'd like to see your team do is make 3 quick outs and get back up there. And as Reno goes out in order, 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second after an inning and a half. 5-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard. This is the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament, brought to you by, or I should say, you're listening and watching here on mylocalradio.com.
At UNT County School District number 6, each student is important. Each student has different interests. Each student has unique talents and areas for growth and development. We love and appreciate each student, and we work hard to make sure we are meeting the needs of each student so that when we all come together, we create a powerful school district filled with individual students headed for success. UNT County School District number 6 in Lyman. It's a great day to be an Eagle.
The crew of Rocky Mountain Yeti have found themselves searching the wilderness for the elusive Yeti, traveling through the rugged terrain in one of their premium rides found at Rocky Mountain Yeti. Coming up to a clearing, the crew finally gets a glimpse of what they've been searching for, the great Yeti deal from Rocky Mountain Yeti. Visit today and see why legends are driven. 100 Wasatch and 130 North 3rd Street, Evanston.
Well, we'll go to the top of the second, 5-0, as Baker City able to jump out front with a big top of the first inning. As we go to the second inning, this half inning brought to you by our friends at Kazine's Ace and Furniture. Remember, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. So Baker City sent 10 men to the plate in the first inning. So they'll actually start with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. That's Logan Crawford, Jake McClinty, and then Zane Morgan due up here in the top of the second inning.
And leading off for the Baker City.
Those 2, 3, 4 hitters and even the leadoff hitter really dialed in. Had a good bead on what number 24 Gavin Pappas was trying to throw, and really helped set the table for that 5-run first.
So here's Crawford, singled, eventually worked his way around to third base, and came home on a pass ball in the first inning. As the first pitch bounces up there, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Of course, when you're talking about wood bats, of course you have to think of probably the leading manufacturer of wood bats. That's Louisville Slugger, as they have been producing wood bats now for 140 years.
Good gracious.
The 1-0. Hit in the air toward left center field. Hit pretty well, though, but the center fielder Platte comes over. He's got to play and makes the catch.
Nice job moving to his right.
About your shortstop, number 9, Jake
and
McClinty.
for the first time, they were able to get the leadoff batter out.
So here is Jake McClatty. Had an RBI single his first time up, so he's 1 for 1. Do you realize over the years that over 8,500 players have used and signed contracts with Louisville Slugger over the years?
I didn't. But I guess 140, you do some math, that's a lot of people.
Yes, it is. Of course, Louisville Slugger was the official bat of Major League Baseball for many years, as 60% of all Major League Baseball players use bats now produced by Louisville Slugger.
My first bat was a Louisville Slugger. Didn't use it in a game, but I remember swinging around with it.
That pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. I can remember the first bats I got were actually giveaway bats at an Angel game at Anaheim Stadium. My dad took me to see the Yankees and the Angels. The 2-1 pitch misses down low. It's 3-1. And I remember my dad told me just watch the guy playing center field for the Yankees.
Oh, he was probably okay, right?
Yeah, at that time it was Mickey Mantle. Ground ball to the right side. Up with it, played across in time for the out. Heck of a play by the second baseman, Adrian, to get McClinty.
Yeah, great job sliding and popping back up and beat him by half a step. Yeah, I guess, I've heard of Mickey Mantle. He did some things, I gather.
Yeah, he played pretty well there for a long time. So here is Zane Morgan. Morgan walked and scored in that first inning as he takes the first pitch up high, ball one ball and no strikes. So we went to these Angel games, and it was bat day. We went 2 consecutive years and got promotional bats from the Angels that were made by Louisville Slugger. I remember one year it was bats for Jim Fergosi, and the next year was Bobby Knopp.
The first one I've heard of. The second one, not so much.
Bobby Knopp was a big star for the Angels in the 60s and early 70s, and was the double play combo with Fergosi for a number of years, as that pitch is on the outside edge for a called strike. It's 2-1. And I remember I had those bats for years and years and years, never used them, but I had them to the point as that pitch misses inside, it's 3-1. But they sat outside in the weather, and the varnish started to come off, and eventually they looked more like a highlight cesta than a baseball bat, as they had a pretty good hook to them. As that ball's hammered toward left field, back goes the left fielder. It's going to be over his head, and it's going to bounce all the way up against the fence. Has to pick it up, fire it back in, and it'll be a double for Shane Morgan.
That was a solid rip. He turned and burned that one all the way to the track there in left field. Really just dialed in that hitter right there. He's got his actually, he walked the first time, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so on base for the second time and setting a plate with a 2-out double.
So here's Talon Van Cleve. He bunted his first time up, almost more of a sacrifice, but he gave himself up and bunted right back to the pitcher to move runners along his first time up. He's swinging this time and pops it up first base side as Sala, the first baseman, started in foul ground, now comes back into fair territory, and it drops, and then they kick it way over into foul territory. The run is in, and Sala goes to second base.
That one, it looked like the wind affected a little bit, even though it's not blowing super hard. It's going instead of on your screen or on your radio dial from left to right. It's more of a right to left action. It really seemed to play with the Reno first baseman and led to that ball dropping fair.
So we'll have another courtesy runner here as Van Cleve will give way to a courtesy runner at second base.
Colton Lucian, I believe.
So Colton Lucian is the courtesy runner, as it's now 6-0.
Colton Lucian.
And Clay Stevens, the third baseman up there, who grounded out his first time up, takes that first pitch inside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch is behind him, or did it hit him?
I thought it hit him.
Yes, it did. He took one right in the wallet, and he'll head down to first base.
Brings to bat your right fielder, number 35.
Jose Cardenas behind the plate, no doubting on that one. Cardenas, a veteran official, calls a lot of different sports. Baseball is one of his favorites. He's actually had some FIFA experience as a soccer referee.
Has he really?
Yes.
Wow.
He's the real deal out there.
So here's Andy Richards for his second time. That first pitch misses up high, ball one. Richards walked his first time up. As the next pitch misses outside, ball two. Did you realize that the vast majority of Louisville Slugger bats are made out of northern white ash harvested from the areas around New York and Pennsylvania. The average tree that they harvest to use to make these bats are 60 years of age or more.
Hopefully they're getting ahead on that.
As that pitch is down low, the runner's going to go to third, and he's going to be thrown out for me to you.
Yeah, that was not a close play. Kind of a poor decision to break for third on that one to end the inning, despite and really ending a good scoring threat there for Baker City.
They get a run on 2 hits, a hit batter, and they leave one on base in the inning here as well. As we are done with an inning and a half, we'll go to the bottom of the second on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament on My Local Radio and on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
With 25 years of successful industry experience, Mountain West Business Solutions looks forward to providing all of our customers with exceptional service, industry-leading technology, and a one-of-a-kind buying experience. Having your office equipped with the right technology makes all the difference in the world. With a lower cost per print, we will supply you with the right technology for the best price. Great people, great products, and great service. Mountain West Business Solutions.
The very best place to stay when you visit Evanston, Wyoming is the Best Western Dunmar Inn. This amazing hotel is located on 10 beautiful acres and offers clean, comfortable rooms with amazing beds, a fitness center, an outdoor pool, open in the summer, and a wonderful on-site restaurant that provides a complimentary breakfast with every stay, all at an affordable rate. Whenever your travels bring you to Evanston, Wyoming, make all your room reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, 1601 Harrison Drive.
Well, we'll move along to the bottom of the second, 6-0, as Reno comes back up again. As they'll try to get something going after they were retired in order in the bottom of the first inning. So it'll be Colin Plata, Matrig Lopez, and then Sawyer Sala due up here in the bottom of inning number 2.
Baker City with almost as many runs, 6, as their starting pitcher has thrown in the game so far, 7.
So here's Plata. Plata was 0 for 1 yesterday, walked once, was also hit by a pitch. As the right-hander waiting in the first pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So the average Major League Baseball player usually gets about 90 bats a season, as those are delivered to them in spring training, ground ball to third. As Stevens has it, plays it across in time for the out.
90 bats?
90 bats that they have for their property. And, of course, Louisville Slugger, when you start talking about the guys who have used them as some of the greatest hitters in baseball history, guys like Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Yogi Berra, Johnny Bench, Harmon Killebrew, Lou Brock, George Brett, Robin Yount, and, of course, the great Tony Gwynn, Ozzie Smith, and Don Mattingly. They were all at one time under endorsement contracts with Louisville Slugger and used their bats exclusively. As the first pitch to Lopez is a breaking ball that misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, I recognize those names too. Love the history of this game.
1-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Of course, the Louisville Slugger, at their factory in Louisville, Kentucky, they have a museum where they have some of the greatest memorabilia of dealing with the game of baseball, maybe second and only to the National Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City. But one of the items that they have, and probably one of their most prized possessions, is a bat, an R43 model bat that belonged to Babe Ruth, that's there in the museum. As that pitch misses down low, and it's 3-1.
Have you been there, Dan?
I have not.
I would love to go.
Yeah. This is a bat from 1927 that the great Bambino used. That was the year that he hit 60 home runs. As that pitch is on the inside half for a called strike, and it is full 3-2.
I think that Lopez disagreed with that one. He was halfway down to first when he realized it was called a strike.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Half swing, and they ask, Nope, you don't ask. It'll just be a ball 4.
I think the ump at first base was already heading to his middle of the diamond position with a runner on when they appealed, so that definitely fell on deaf ears.
So here's Sawyer Sala. Sala, who I believe caught yesterday for Reno, as that pitch is outside, ball 1. Anyway, this bat that's in the museum that belonged to Babe Ruth from 1927, the year that he hit 60 home runs, this one bat, as Ruth put a little, like every great dad ever told you, and every gunslinger ever did, for every home run he hit, he put a notch in the barrel of the bat.
Really?
He used that one bat to hit 21 of the 60 home runs that year.
I wonder at what point in the season. Was it the tail end? Was it the first 21? Was it somewhere in the middle?
That'd be hard to tell. But eventually the bat broke, and he had to, go start on using a different one as the pitch is outside. It's 2-0 on Sala.
That would be something to run your hand over the barrel of that bat and feel that history.
Exactly. As the 2-0 pitch on the way. And that misses down low, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. And I'm struggling to remember a name here. And it'll come to me eventually.
Take your time. We got all day.
Yeah, we're going to be here a while. As the 3-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1.
O'Connell definitely struggling this at bat with his control. His 5th pitch to this batter.
Talking about bats lasting a long time, as the ball's driven to left field, and that's going to be caught as Crawford able to come up and make the catch. That's the second out, and Lopez has to return to first base.
Number 25, Landon Zeller.
So here's Landon Zeller, the third baseman.
I was thinking of Baker City. I was about to give Zeller a little bit of credit for that ground ball in the first inning, but that was actually Baker City. So, Zeller, make us proud right now. See what you can do.
As that's going to be lined into left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. That'll be cut off by the center fielder. Joseph gets it back in and trailing 6-0. Lopez just thinks better of it, and he'll just stop at second base and see if what Hayden Hunter can do as he comes up for the first time.
Brings the bat for the Reno Knights, playing catcher number
nice,
71.
just a nice stroke on that first pitch fastball. Roped it right into the gap there. Better defensive play to cut it off and limit it to a single.
I'm trying to remember the name, and I can't remember the name because I'm thinking about the bat that Babe Ruth used as the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. There was a player who played many years in big league ball in the major leagues and used only one bat his entire career.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm just completely drawing a loss at his name right now. And what the secret that he had for his bat is every day, whether it be during the season or during the off season, he would every day at some point he would take and he would rub the bat down with tobacco juice.
That wasn't Wee Willie, was it?
No. As that pitch is outside, ball 1 ball and 2 strikes. He said that the tobacco juice kept the grain moist and limber, so it wouldn't get dried out to the point where when he hit the ball, that the bat would crack. As the pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher, is swung on and missed. They throw down to first base, and they get Hunter 2-3 on the putout of the strikeout, and the inning comes to an end.
And after 2
no runs, a hit,
Baker City is 6,
a walk,
Reno
and they
is
leave
0.
a couple of men on base. Reno, as we will go along here to the third, done with 2 on the scoreboard here. It is 6-0. The Baker City team leading here on this presentation on mylocalradio.com.
On your way to Flaming Gorge or the Uinta, stop in at the store, formerly known as the Cash Store in Fort Bridger, to top up on gas or grab those last-minute snacks. Visit the store today in Fort Bridger, Wyoming. The store is proud to support the students of the Bridger Valley.
Dad, I feel like I got something in my eye.
Let me have a look. Natural protective features of the eye, such as eyebrows, eyelids, eyelashes, and tears, are not always enough. I've been helping people for 14 years, removing anything from metal, glass, or plastic from their eyes. I've even removed a bug that flew into my own eye. At Uinta Eye and Vision, we can help you find the perfect eye protection for playing sports or performing hazardous work to help prevent eye injuries.
Call Uinta Eye and Vision today to schedule your appointment to protect your precious eyesight. Uinta Eye and Vision, 307-789-3937.
Two innings in the book. 6-0 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard as we go along here to the top of inning number 3. And the third inning of today's game is brought to you by Uinta Eye and Vision, where our vision is to improve yours.
Looks like it was Ty Cobb.
That's not the name that's on the tip of my tongue.
No?
No, that's not the...
And not Shoeless Joe.
It was not Shoeless Joe.
Okay.
Either.
Those are what I'm coming up with the internet, but it's in, there's a lot of info. It gets confused sometimes.
It's going to kill me until I can figure it out.
Right field is number 35, Andy Richards.
Andy Richards will lead it off here for Baker City as we go here to the top of inning number 3. Richards walked and scored his first time up. As the first pitch to the right fielder is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Richards, who was left standing at home plate when Talon Van Cleve was thrown out trying to steal third base to end the second inning, takes that pitch outside, and it's 1-1 strike.
O'Connell's first 2 pitches have had a little bit more movement than he had in the first 2 innings when they rocked him for 6 runs.
Next pitch on the inside half for a called strike. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. That misses outside and goes to the backstop.
Just overthrew that a little bit.
Yeah, that's so no balls and 2 strikes. Check that. 1 ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Papa's ready again. Breaking ball misses outside as the count runs full, 3-2. The funny thing is I don't know how many times did people, coaches, parents preach at you to remember to always hit with the trademark up.
Yes.
As the pitch is outside, ball 4, as Richards will walk to lead off here in the third inning.
Logan Meyer.
That's the 5th walk given up by Pappas. Now here is Logan Meyer, who walked his first time up. Well, and again, if you never heard that, they told you to hit with the label up where you could read the label, because where they branded the bat was always the weakest part of the bat. So you wanted, when you swang, that label be on the back to have the strongest part of the bat where you make contact with the ball. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Definitely.
That worked for just about everybody until you ran into a guy by the name of Yogi Berra.
Huh.
As that became a little bit of an issue for Yogi. The pitch down low, they snap throw back to first base, not in time. As Yogi, he didn't believe much in that, or at least didn't buy into hitting with the label of the bat up where you couldn't see it, or where you could read it, I should say. And when he was hitting, he was breaking bats. Ball bunted back toward the pitcher. Pappas down to get it. Will throw over to first as the sacrifice works as Richards moves up to second base. So sack bunt, 1-3 for the first out.
I'm not surprised about Yogi being that guy.
It doesn't surprise you. Well, he was breaking bats right and left to the point where he finally complained to the folks at Louisville Slugger, these bats are defective. They're not good because I keep breaking bats every time I try to use them. As the pitch here to Joseph is over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
And now batting.
Finally, Louisville Slugger started to do a little research and started to develop what is Yogi doing when he's at the plate. It might be causing these bats to crack and break. As the next pitch over for a strike again, and it's 0-2. They finally found out that Yogi was going up and he would not have the label of the bat on top, but rather on the back. So when he hit the ball, made contact with the ball, as the pitch is swung on and missed, as Joseph's down on strikes for the second out. That's the first strikeout in the game for Peoples. Back to the top of the order to the opposing pitcher, Will O'Connell. So when Yogi would make contact, he's actually hitting the ball on the weakest part of the bat and cracking the bats. So what the folks at Louisville Slugger finally needed to do, they went to Yogi and said, look, you're hitting the ball in the wrong part of the bat. That's why your bats are breaking. And Yogi told the guys at Louisville Slugger, look, my job is to hit, not read. So if you won't think I'm hitting on the bad part of the bat, you need to change the bats, as the bluff back to second base. And hopping back on the back is Richards. So they finally had to change where they would brand Yogi's bats with the Louisville Slugger logo to the back side of the bat instead. So when he put the label on the back where he's normally hitting, well, all of a sudden it's the stronger part of the grain of the wood that Yogi's hitting with. And Yogi, of course, went on to a Hall of Fame career.
That was definitely my problem when I played baseball.
2 balls and no strikes, I'm sure it was. Ball driven toward right center. Coming up, he has to play it on a hop is the right fielder, Rusick. He'll fire it back in. You got to play at the plate if they hurry. Not in time. Throw back throw to second. Also not in time there.
Smart play there by the batter, taking second base on the throw to the plate. As the Bulldogs score their 7th run. A nice solid hit there to the right center field gap. And Baker City keeps their scoring streak alive here in their 3rd straight inning.
Yep. As Will O'Connell with the RBI single moves up to second base on the throw to the plate. And now that'll bring up Logan Crawford.
Playing left field is number 2, Logan Crawford.
Crawford singled and scored back in the 1st and flew out to center his last time. He's 1 for 2 as the ball rolled foul up along the third base side. And it's 0-1 here on Crawford. No balls and 1 strike as Plattis wants to walk back out towards second base just to keep O'Connell close to the bag. Out there. As the next pitch bounces up there, gets right through the wickets of the catcher, and moving up to third base will be O'Connell.
Wickets, of course, coming from cricket.
That's right.
Have you ever watched cricket? It's a fascinating game.
I lived in Scotland for 2 years. I watched it a lot.
It is a fascinating game.
I dare you to try to explain it to somebody.
Oh, hell no. You got to watch it.
As the pitch is outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
The idea that you can hit it in a 360-degree circle is mind-blowing to baseball people, myself included.
The 2-1 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-2. If you can imagine what Tony Gwynn would have done, he could just hit the ball anywhere in a circle.
He'd be the greatest cricket player ever.
The 2-2 pitch. On the corner, strike 3 call, inning over. Walk, and they leave a man standing over at third base. We're done with 2.5. We'll go bottom 3 here on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament, where on the scoreboard it is 7-0, Baker City on top, here on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on MyLocalRadio.com.
Farming requires working with the right equipment. At Covelo Auto Farm Service, you will find the right size tractor, tractor accessories, cattle chutes, and calf corrals for all your farming needs. Covelos has all your auto needs as well. From fluids to belts to protection for your hands, they've got you covered. Covelos also offers a service center for your truck and tractors in one convenient location. Covelos is your one-stop farm and auto shop. Stop in and see them today at 80 Reese Road in Lyman. Covelos Auto Farm Service.
Get a degree or certification. Earn your high school GED. Get job skills. Become CPR certified. Or use our free 3D printers and tools. These are just a few of the opportunities available at Uinta BOCES #1. Call 307-789-5742 to learn more.
All right, Reno will come back up here looking for their first run. They trail 7-0 here on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard, as they'll start from the bottom of the order. Number 9,
Chase Ruzinak.
Chase Ruzinak will lead off. He's the right fielder. Then they go back to the top of the order. So here's Ruzinak up there for the first time today, as O'Connell from the windup comes home in the first pitch. Overhand curveball stays a little high, and it is no ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Reno getting these young kids some opportunities. I guess most of them are incoming freshmen.
Yeah, as they are young, learning how to play the game, and getting chances to see live pitching. Most of them are, like you said, are middle schoolers or younger. Here's the 1-1 on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 1-2. So when you played ball and you had a bat, did you have a kind of a close relationship with the bat? Really want to take care of it and you know, kind of make sure that the bat kind of took care of you if you took care of it?
Yeah, I think that's where some of my early superstitions in sports came, was, you know, using the same bat, making sure that it was nice and clean and felt right in my hands, you know, that the tape was taken care of, and all those things. I don't think it helped looking back at it.
2-2 pitch is up high, runs the count full, 3-2.
But I felt better about it.
Probably the guy who had the closest relationship, or at least symbiotic relationship, I guess you could call it, with his bats that he used in his big league career was Ted Williams. Ted Williams got a delivery of bats one year, as he was at spring training, as that ball's driven to a left center field, but the left fielder Crawford is right there and puts it away for the out. 1 out, back to the top of the order.
How close was he, Dan?
Well, he got a delivery of bats.
Left fielder number 10, Chase Himholtz.
Chase Himholtz is the batter. As Williams, as he opened these bats, he started to take them out and rub them and started to swing them, and took batting practice at spring training, and he just became more and more dissatisfied with the bats, to the point where he just finally decided these aren't right. And he called the people at Louisville Slugger and said, look, I got to send these bats back because they're not what I ordered. The 1-0 pitch is missing inside, ball 2 balls and no strikes. So they sent the bats back, and they started to go back through, and they looked at the order form that Williams had filled out and matched it up to the bats. And come to find out, as that pitch is down low again, ball 3, it's 3-0. Come to find out that the folks at Louisville Slugger admitted, and they remade the bats for Williams. Why? Because Ted's bats were 1/4 of 1 ounce too heavy. And
wow.
And Williams knew it by picking it up and swinging it. This is not what I ordered.
No wonder they called him the Splendid Splinter. Maybe he came from wood rather than the other way around.
You wonder sometimes as the catcher has to go, I think he has to go get a new glove.
Yeah, he might have broken a string or two.
Yeah. So he runs back over to the dugout, get a new glove, and comes back. 3 balls and no strikes as Van Cleve settles back in behind the dish.
Tune in for a baseball game and get an incredible history lesson. I'm loving this.
The 3-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's 3-1 on Himholtz. So, as incredible as it sounds and unlikely as it sounds, Williams knew that his bats were too heavy. But they're 1/4 of 1 ounce too heavy. Big chopper to third, as having to back up was Stevens. It goes over his head out into left field for a hit.
That is the definition of a high hopper, as that one just hit off the dirt, and it was out of the reach of the third baseman, and the shortstop couldn't even come get it on the second hop. Even though it stayed in the infield for an awfully long time, most of it was in the air over the infield.
Second hit of the game for Reno, as that'll bring up Dean Burton. He is the shortstop. As Burton comes up, and he's using one of those two-tone looking bats as he bunts up along the third base line. Good bunt as they pick it up and throw, not in time.
That was a great bunt by Burton. He was bunting for a hit in that case. Laid it down perfectly down that left field line where the pitcher who came over to field it had to do so coming away and just not in time to make that throw. And a good pick to save extra bases by the Baker City first baseman as well.
So here is Pike Adrian, the second baseman.
He's wearing my number.
2 on, 1 out. As Reno trailing 7-0, trying to claw their way back into the game.
I think the official is stopping play. Jose Cardenas, I think he's talking to a kid down the right field line in the bullpen. He's got a bat. I don't. Are you allowed to have a bat out on the field like that? I don't think you are.
Good question. I'm not sure. So either way, here's Adrian. He was grounded out to short his first time up. Shows bunt, pulls the bat back. As that is low, ball 1. The reason why I mentioned that Burton was up there with one of those two-tone bats, do you know who was the first guy to use those two-tone bats?
I don't.
Tim McCarver used to talk about this guy all the time when he was doing the Fox national broadcast. It became one of his best friends later in life, as he was the first guy to ever use those two-tone bats, and his name was Harry the Hat Walker.
I have never heard that name.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. It lifted into short right center field. It's going to get down, as coming around third is Himholtz. He will come home and score with a dive, and Reno's on the board. It's 7-1.
That might have been a close play at the plate, but the first baseman bobbled the cutoff throw, and the headfirst slide gets Reno on top, or I should say on the board. 7-1 now, as the Knights are starting to find some balls to hit against Will O'Connell here.
So 3 consecutive hits. Here is Colin Planta, the center fielder. So Harry the Hat Walker won a batting championship with the St. Louis Cardinals. And he was the first guy to ever have his bats dipped in lacquer by the folks at Louisville Slugger. So he had the first two-tone bats. His Cardinal teammates teased him mercifully that his hats looked like they were wearing a hat. To the point where the nickname stuck. And he was Harry the Hat Walker from then on. As that one's driven to left field, that's hit pretty well. Crawford going back on that one. It's going to be over his head. It rolls up the hill, up against the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes a second run as Adrian comes in to score on the 2-run double off the bat of Colin Plata.
He turned and burned that one. That was a one-hopper off the fence in left field. So the hardest hit ball of the game, I would wager, to bring home 2 more. And the Knights are in business here with just 1 away and another runner on third base. Or I should say second base in scoring position.
So here is Mastrig Lopez, the designated hitter who walked his first time up. As the first pitch to Lopez, he turns on that one and hits it down the left field line. Again, Crawford's got to give chase, and again it's over his head and bounces up against the fence. As coming home is Plata, back-to-back doubles, and it's their 4th run of the inning.
As dominant as O'Connell was those first 3 innings, or I should say first 2, Reno have really got him dialed in right now as they have tattooed the last 2 to the left field wall. And I believe it's at 4 or 5 hits in a row, 5 in a row.
That's 5 straight hits for Reno and 4 runs. Now here is Sawyer Sala, the first baseman who flew out to left his first time up. First pitch to Sala is a breaking ball that's on the inside half for a called strike. So once that two-tone bat configuration caught on, that people wanted to be, instead of teasing Harry Walker, they wanted to be more like him, as that's lined into right field. That's the 6th hit in a row. As coming around third is Lopez, rumbling, stumbling, coming to the plate with a slide, and he's in there.
And trading places, Sala is on second on the throw. And another runner in scoring position as Reno has plated 5 here with just 1 out in the 3rd inning.
And here comes the coach here for Baker City out to the mound to come out and talk to O'Connell and give him a chance just to slow down and maybe catch his breath for a second, as they've already sent 7 men to the plate and 5 of them have come in to score.
That last one, not too hard hit. He hit it in just the right spot there between the first and second baseman. But it doesn't matter how hard it is. Does it get you on base? And in this case, Reno's rally continues.
So Landon Zeller will be the next scheduled hitter.
Now batting for the Reno Knights.
As the meeting at the mound breaks up. As Zeller, who singled his first time up, will come up for the second time. As we get a courtesy runner, I believe, out there at second base.
O'Connell's a little shaken.
Is
taking a walk around the mound there. Kind of get his head screwed on straight, it looks like.
So Zeller will climb in. So once the folks at Louisville Slugger found out the popularity of these two-tone bats, they started to offer that just as on a general order form for their bats. And instead of calling it Harry the Hat, they called it the Walker finish. And they offered that in 12 different finishes and dip lacquers in 12 different finishes and colors. All thanks to Harry the Hat Walker. Ground ball to third. They play it across in time. That's the second out. As Sellers grounds out 5-3. And Sawyer Sala moves up to third base.
Now batting for the Reno Knights is number 1, Branson Entmeyer.
Wind has absolutely died, which is an odd thing here in northern Nevada this time of the evening.
So Branson Entmeyer is at the plate, and I believe he's hitting for Hayden Hunter. Runner at third, 2 outs, 5 runs in here in the inning. As that pitch is down low on a bounce, as Entmeyer able to hold up as he does not go around. One ball and 1 strike to count. The pitch home to Entmeyer. Breaking pitch stays high. 2 balls and a strike. So the ground out by Zeller breaks a string of 6 consecutive hits, I should say, by Reno. Ground ball to third. Fields it near the bag is Stevens. Long throw across is in time. And finally the inning is over as Reno sends 10 men to the plate. 5 of them come home to score on a total of 6 hits. There was no errors, and they leave 1 on base. And all of a sudden, we got a game again. As after 3 complete, it is now a 7-5 score on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard on this First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament on My Local Radio and on My Local Radio Sports Network.
Our community. We love it, we live it, we support it. Trona Valley is your local credit union, and we're proud to invest in relationships that go far beyond banking. We're proud to invest in the lives of our young members and their participation in sports. You're champions in our community, and we're here to support you all the way, on a court, on the field, or elsewhere. Together, let's develop lifelong, successful financial habits. You got this. We're here for you. Trona Valley, member NCUA, TronaValley.com.
Red Devil pride runs deep with the team at Callis Automotive. Today's students are tomorrow's leaders. You'll always find quality products at fair prices at Callis Automotive. We're proud to serve our customers, our community, and our Evanston Red Devils. Stop in today. Callis Automotive, your local Napa dealer.
Well, Baker City posted 5 runs in the top of the first inning, and Reno comes back and trumps those runs with 5 of their own in the bottom of the third. It's now 7-5 as we go to the top of the fourth inning. And by the way, the third inning today was brought to you by Uinta Eye Care, where our goal is, our vision is, brother, I should say, is to improve yours. So we want to thank them for that. Here's we go to the top of inning number 4.
That's a great thing about youth baseball, and it seems like the wood bat as well is the fact that no lead is really safe. You know, yesterday we talked about getting a little bit of a, in that Evanston Elko game, we saw a 1-run, 2-run, and that's nothing. And you'll plate 3 or 4, or in this case 5 runs in the blink of an eye. So you're never really out of it. You never want to hang your head. You want to stay positive, and every pitch has value. As Reno showed, they were able to hang in there despite dropping behind 7-0.
So Jake McAuliffe, Zane Morgan, and then Talon Van Cleve do up here to start the fourth inning. McAuliffe, 1 for 2.
Number 9, Jake McAuliffe.
Singled, scored a run back in the first, and then grounded out to second his last time up. So he's 1 for 2 in the game. Takes the first pitch outside, and it's 1 ball and no balls and 1 strike. Funny thing is, we were talking about bats. You can hear other guys here along press row talking about their favorite hitters, and it wasn't bats that they really concentrated on, and to help make them a good hitter that they were. One of the names I heard bounced around was Harmon Killebrew. Harmon Killebrew grew up in the Boise area.
Mm-hmm.
As the pitch is on the corner, strike 3 called. As he's out on 3 pitches, that brings up Zane Morgan. Harmon Killebrew's dad was a potato farmer. And Harmon would take a bat, and he would go out into the potato fields after everything had frozen over, the potatoes were harvested, and the potatoes that they didn't harvest were left on the ground. And those were called cull potatoes, is what they refer to them as. Killebrew would spend hours walking around in the potato fields, picking up those potatoes, throwing them up in the air, and hitting them with a bat. Just like we did as kids with rocks or with a baseball bat.
Yes.
He did it with potatoes, and it made him one of the best hitters ever, as a breaking pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2.
So it would have been better if I swung a spuds instead of rocks.
So.
Okay.
There was another guy who did that. The other guy you've probably heard of. His name was Johnny Bench. Difference is the pitch is outside, 2-2. Bench grew up in Oklahoma, not in Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And when he needed to, Bench's dad would bring in truckloads of gravel along their dirt driveway as the pitch is outside, and it runs the count full 3-2. Bench would then spend hours and days walking up and down the driveway, picking up gravel and hitting it with a broomstick, hitting the rocks out into vacant areas as the pitch is swung on and missed, as Morgan goes down on strikes, as Papla strikes out the first 2 men of the inning. And now here's Talon Van Cleve.
That'll develop that eye. I've seen documentaries and things of the Latin American players as they do that same thing, broomsticks, but instead of rocks, it's bottle caps.
as the first pitch misses behind Van Cleve. Ball one ball and no strikes. But Bench did this for days and days and days until finally it got to the point after a long enough time where Bench's dad finally came to him and said, "What has happened to all the rocks on the driveway?" Because he's hit them all off into distances unknown.
Oh, you go out there and you find every single one.
2 balls and no strikes to count on Van Cleve. That ball popped up in center field. Plata over into right center. He's there, and he'll make the catch. And for the first time today, a Baker City pitcher has set the side down in order. As I should say, the Reno pitcher sets the side down in order as Baker City goes out 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 7-5 on the Heritage Auto Evanston scoreboard here on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cash back for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Well, we move along here to the bottom of the 4th inning as Reno got back into the game as they trail by 2. It's 7-5. And here in the bottom of the 4th, they'll start right where they started from last inning as Chase Rudzik will lead off, then back to the top of the order as it'll be Hamhuts and Burton.
Chase Ruzinak.
So Ruzinak, who flew out his first time up, he's 0 for 1.
He's got those high pants. He doesn't have stirrups, but it's nice to see socks. I got to be honest, I'm an old school guy that way.
First pitch misses inside from O'Connell. The right-hander rocks and comes home with the 0-1 delivery. That's rifled right back through the middle. Base hit.
Well, Reno starts off hot like they did in the last inning. Actually, I think they made the first out and then got hot, but nevertheless, a good start there for the Knights as they get the leadoff runner on base. Solid single right back up the middle.
So the leadoff man's aboard as he pitches up high to Hamholtz as he takes the pitch high. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. He's going to show bunt, gets it down to get it as the pitcher as O'Connell has to go to first base in time for the out, and the sacrifice works.
Another good pick down there at first for Baker City. Zane Morgan playing a good first base defensively as that ball was low. But Baker City able to get the first out of the inning.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And now here's Dean Barton, who's grounded out and singled. Time called. They're moving around out there along second base, and a little bit too much for Barton as the pitch is a big breaking pitch, short hopped by the catcher as Van Cleve keeps it from going to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
It was almost like he waved his glove and came up with the ball. Magic trick. That was a great job.
The 1-0. Kind of got up on top of it and tomahawked it foul down along the third base line.
It was a slow breaking ball that hung out there, and Burton waited for it as long as he could, but he couldn't wait long enough to make it fair. Good, solid contact, but just ripped it down the left field line foul.
Here's the 1-1. Again, they show bunt. Breaking pitch misses outside, and it's 2-1.
So you got to come up with something better than that, or
2 balls and a strike.
The big first baseman will put his hand.
They are paying a lot of attention to the runner at second base. Is Baker City's defense, both shortstop and second, very close to the bag, trying to incite the pickoff move.
2-1 pitch popped up right around home plate as the catcher, as he's able to hang with it, does Van Cleve to make the play as he kind of stumbles back into fair territory.
Brings to bat for Reno, your second baseman, number 4.
I always had a hard time with that because it always seemed like I never got my gear far enough away when I threw the mask and the helmet, and I'd always be stumbling on it, tripping on it. It's a good thing for kids to remember. If you're playing catcher and pop-up goes up, get that gear away from you.
As the first pitch here to Pike Adrian is down low, ball 1 ball and no strikes. The one thing that Van Cleve did that was very good was when the ball went up, he got rid of his mask, but immediately turned and put his back to the field. Because the rotation on the ball, when it goes straight up like that, it makes the flight of the baseball almost like a banana as a ground ball past the mound. As McClinty has it near second, the shortstop able to throw across in time for the out. The ball will go up, and the natural rotation of the ball will bring it back in and curve. It'll be like an elliptical as it will come back into fair territory. So Adrian grounds out, no runs, a hit, and 1 left here in the 4th inning. We'll move along to the 5th. It's 7-5. Baker City leading here on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
When you have an appointment with the dentist, it's reassuring to know that you're going to be seen by experienced, well-trained professionals. At Bear River Dental in Evanston, Dr. Lester, Dr. Owens, and Dr. Welch check every box. Plus, they're really nice people. Their passion to provide excellent dental care is reflected in everything from state-of-the-art equipment to a professional, hard-working staff. Choose the professionals at Bear River Dental, serving patients of all ages. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Water testing, water development, community enhancement grants, and seedling trees, education programs, and specialty workshops helping to preserve agriculture and natural resources in Uintah County. Uintah County Conservation District is here to serve you. Visit our website today at uintahcountycd.com.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning, 7-5. Baker City leading as we welcome you back into the Union broadcast booth as they throw the ball through. And here for Baker City, as we go to the top of the 5th inning, they will send up Clay Stevens, Andy Richards, and then Logan Meyer. As between them, they're all looking for their first hit of the game. They've been on base 4 times, but none of them have a hit. They have a hit batter and 3 walks between them.
After a rough start,
Leading out the top of the 5th for the
Gavin Pappas has settled down that last inning. 1, 2, 3. See if he's found his groove and can keep Baker City off the base paths here in the top of the 5th.
So here's Stevens, 0 for 1 officially, grounded out and was hit by a pitch. As that pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. As the 0-1 pitch, that is off the plate, and it's a ball and a strike.
It's got kind of a 3/4 delivery, maybe a little 5/8.
1-1, misses just inside. He has to kind of slide the feet back out of the way to get out of the box, and it's 2-1. Still another game to come tonight That is Reno against Elko. Kind of the northern Nevada rivalries. The ball lifted along the left field line. It's going to drop untouched, foul. And it's 2-2 now on Clay Stevens, the third baseman for Baker City.
The high school teams are in different leagues, but they most certainly see each other quite frequently, especially in the preseason. Reno, one of the better large school teams and programs in the north, and Elko just a step below them in the league, but also one of the better teams in the north.
Ground ball to short by Stevens. Up with it, play it across. Whoops, it squirts out of the glove of the first baseman. Martin's throw was a little bit high, and Sala kind of overstretched at first base, and the ball hit up in the webbing and came out.
Yeah, that was a high arcing throw, too. I'm not 100% sure the throw would have beat the runner to first, as it was a slow roller and a slow throw. We'll have to see how they scored that. I don't know. I think that was a hit. I'll let you do what you will with that.
Yeah, as I'm going to bunt. As getting the bunt down is Richards. They'll throw to first. Sacrifice works as Stevens moves up to second base.
More small ball here in the wood bat tournament. And working to perfection. I'm old school, man. All the stats and the analytics and stuff, it has its place, but I'd like to just see him get out there and play old-style ball.
So Stevens at first base. We'll call it a hit until we hear differently. How about that? So that's hit number 7 on the day for Baker City. So here is Logan Meyer. Walked and had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. A couple of games already played here today. Elko knocked off Mountain Home in the first game of the day. And then Evanston really getting their bats going offensively as Evanston took it to Gooding in the second game this afternoon. As that breaking pitch over for a strike here to Meyer, and it's 0-1.
Evanston, the offensive juggernaut through 2 days here, they really have got their bats a-cranking. And Gavin Oliver leading the way for the Outlaws.
No balls and 1 strike as the pitcher looks back to second base and chases Stevens back. All of a sudden, this runner at second base becomes very important. It's only a 2-run game now as the pitch is outside, or checked it on the outside edge for a called strike, and it's 0-2. So Meyer back up there, climbs back in. Pappas looks back at second base, and the 0-2 offering popped up again right around home plate in the middle of the infield. It's Pappas, the pitcher, says he'll take it and does, and that's the second out.
Excellent job there communicating that infield and record that second out.
So with 2 outs, here now is Sage Joseph. Joseph still looking for his first official at-bat. He walked and struck out. I should say he's looking for his get on base for the first time is what I meant to say, as he is 0 for 1, having struck out his last time up. The ball popped up. That'll go back over the top of the press box, and it's 0-1 on Joseph.
I was waiting to hear it hit the roof. That was pretty vertical.
No, it was more closer to hitting your truck more than the roof.
I tell you, man, I parked out down by the press box of the lower field.
As they go back to second base, and Stevens hops back on the bag. I watched at a minor league game a foul ball like that come down and go right through the back window and the package tray of a Mercedes-Benz and down into the trunk.
Oh.
As the pitch over for strike, and it's now 0-2. It set off the car alarm, and the owner finally came out to shut off the alarm, opened the trunk, took the ball out, and gave it to one of the dozen kids standing around waiting to get the ball out of the trunk. as that pitch misses down low, and it's 1-2 strikes.
When I was a kid, that stuff was gold, man. As soon as the ball went up, you had a half a dozen or more kids running after those things.
Yeah,
you get a free snow cone or some kind of a treat.
Absolutely. 1-2 the count.
Might do it today, depending on how desperate I am.
Breaking ball, got him looking. Great pitch. After giving up the leadoff walk and the sacrifice bunch, the pitcher, Pappas, comes back and retires the next 3 men in order and gets out of the inning. No runs, a hit, and one left. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. It's still 7-5 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard on this first Bank of Wyoming broadcast of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament on My Local Radio and on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
Bottom of the fifth inning, still 7-5, as Reno will come back up. Planta, Lopez, and Sala due up. As Reno comes back up to the plate.
Leading off for the Reno Knights in the bottom of the fifth inning, playing center field is number 7, Cohen Planetta.
A great third inning for Reno. Brought them within striking distance. They've just got a couple of more frames that they can complete that comeback. Got to get their bats going again, and there's a two-tone bat for you.
That's right. As Colin Planetta at the plate, first ball swing, hits it foul back into the screen. I'm not sure he's with us anymore, but Al Downing was born on this date in 1941.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know off the top of my head if Al's still with us or not. Downing, a great left-handed pitcher, pitched for many clubs, the Indians, the Dodgers, amongst others. But probably best remembered, as the count goes to 1-1, for giving up the 715th home run to Henry Aaron.
Yep.
And you know what? He was not bitter about it, not one iota. He wore it like a badge of honor that I gave up the home run that made Henry Aaron the all-time leading home run hitter in Major League Baseball at the time.
Well, the fact is just fractions of people play professional sports, and win, lose, or draw, you have a career like Downing, and that's something to be proud of.
As Planta hits the ball into left field for a hit, and the leadoff man's aboard.
Good hustle there by the shortstop. He actually got a glove on it and knocked it down right there on the fringe of the grass, but dropped out of his glove, and I don't think he had a shot at all, even if he had picked that ball clean of being able to throw from the hole and get the runner.
Second hit of the game for Planta, and the 9th hit of the game for Reno. So leadoff man aboard, and here is Mortag Lopez, serving as the DH today. For a runner going, the throw is going to be back into center field, is quickly getting up on the play and heading to Planta as he heads to third. The throw gets away over there, but backed up as he's not able to advance anymore.
The ball went to the right side of second base. The throw wouldn't have caught the runner even had it been on line, but then it bounced off the shortstop past the second baseman as it bounded back and rolled into center field. That was kind of a bing, bang, boom in a negative way for Baker City.
So stolen base and an error to get him to third as the next pitch to Lopez is hit foul back over the top of the press box, and it's 0-2.
Reno down just 2. And second consecutive inning that they got the leadoff man aboard. He's just 90 feet away to make it a one-run game.
The 0-2 offering on the way is down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good eye there. That's a tough pitch to hold off on when it's just cruising right down the middle but dropping low. Nice piece of, or a good eye. Definitely a good eye there.
Next pitch is up high again, and he evens the count at 2-2 now on Lopez. Don Baylor also celebrates a birthday today, as he was born on this date in 1949. Chris Spire, a guy who I've met many times, has the ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, no advancement over at third. Phil loads the count now here against Lopez. Chris Spire has worked for a team that he managed a team that worked in the same league that I did. So I've got to know Chris Spire a little bit over the years. He celebrates a birthday today. He was born on this date in 1950. As that ball's popped up again, right straight up the chute, as coming down to make the play is the pitcher O'Connell for the first out.
Best thing that could have happened right there for Baker City is they got that pop-up. It stayed in the infield and kept that runner at third.
So Sawyer Sala is the next scheduled hitter. As Sala steps into the left side, and the pitch is up high, ball 1. Sala represents the tying run as he comes to home plate. Mark Grace celebrates a birthday today as well. Now working on TV broadcast for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The 1-0. As they little safety squeeze, and they have to, as Sala tries to punt the ball away just to protect the runner coming down the line from third.
He jumped over into the right-hand batter's box trying to make contact on that one. And Reno fortunate that the runner at third able to get back as the third baseman came a little bit too far down the base path to be able to make that out.
1-1 pitch popped up along the left field line, coming over a long run. He's going to run out of room. It's going to be a drop foul before Crawford could get to it. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
No, other way.
So 1-2.
No, don't go out there. We don't really. No, I'll go out there and be like, hey, you're right here, throw that.
Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and that is down low and outside, and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's like the infield up, at least on the left side, hoping to cut off a run.
Reaches out and pokes one off the third base side. Again, foul. And the count stays at 2-2 on Sawyer Sala. Had an RBI single back in the third inning. O'Connell ready, comes home the next pitch, and this again rolled foul, this time up along the first base side. Runners will come back. Everybody go back to their spots, and we'll do it all again here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
That was a tough pitch to hit as that was low and away from the left-handed Sala. Him just getting wood on the ball, I should say, is quite an accomplishment as he is living to see another pitch.
So 2-2, quite a battle at the plate. O'Connell ready again, peeks over the top of the glove and comes home with a 2-2. That's driven to center. Joseph has to come up, but he nope, can't get there in time. He has to play it on a bounce. Well, he certainly approached that ball like he had it in his sights all the way.
I was very surprised he pulled up, but he didn't trust his wheels and his ability to catch that. And of course, there's a lot of grass between him and the fence. If he was, it's not a bad thing to keep that in front of him, even though he did concede the run.
So it's 7-6, as now Reno back to within a run with the tying run at first base. Here's the third baseman, Landon Seller. The first pitch to Seller kind of turns on it, rolls it foul just outside the third base bag, as Sala will have to come back to first base.
That was just barely foul. And a lucky break there for Baker City.
No balls and one strike. Outfield straight away here against Zeller with one out. A run in here in the bottom of the sixth inning, I should say, as they go to first base. And back to the bag is Sala with a dive. Not sure if the first baseman Morgan got a glove on that or if that hit Sala and kept it from going into foul territory. The 0-1. Chop foul again, back over toward the third base dugout, and it's 0-2.
Might be a good time for him to try and throw a fastball past him. His off-speed pitch is 25 is on top of it, just pulling him foul.
Here's the 0-2 as the breaking ball misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good miss there.
This is turning out to be a great ball game. I mean, the first 2 games today have been fairly one-sided. This one's turning out to be the best game of the day.
Didn't look like it early, with Baker City going up 7-0, but Reno with a chance. Leading run at the plate, well, he was until he whiffed on that pitch for out number 2.
Sellers chases one up in his eyes and strikes out. There's now 2 outs.
Brings to bat your catcher, number 1.
Just the second strikeout of the game for Will O'Connell.
Branson Etna.
So 2 outs, and now here is Branson Etmeyer. Again, the tying run standing over at first base. As the pitch home to Etmeyer, ground ball wide of third. Stevens has it, play it across in time, and the inning is over. But not before Reno gets another run to get just a little bit closer. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. As we are done with 5, we'll move along to the 6th inning. It's now 7-6 with Baker City leading here on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard. This is the First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament on MyLocalRadio.com and on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Explore Logan, Utah. We've got so much awesomeness, I don't know where to begin. Your hotel is only 10 minutes from the gorgeous National Forest for hiking and biking, birdwatching, and wildflower spying. Logan is Utah's heart of the arts with more than 253 live professional performances this summer and free concerts every weekday. Catch the Gardeners Market and tons of festivals and fun. Head to Logan. You won't break the bank on less than a tank. ExploreLogan.com.
Hiking in the summer, hunting in the fall, and sledding in the winter are a vital part of living in Lyman, Wyoming. Visiting the historic Heritage Park with its splash pad and updated playground are a must for summertime activities. Visit the new Frisbee Golf Course and make new memories with your family and friends. The town of Lyman is a quiet, peaceful place with some of the best residents in the state. Stop in today and make some new friends and memories that will last forever.
New pitcher comes in here for Reno as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And Kyle Davies, is the new pitcher. So the right-hander, young Kyle Davies, will come in and pick up here as we go to the top of inning number 6, as Davies will start from the top of the order.
Well, closing the book there on Gavin Pappas. He started rough but did a good job limiting Baker City to just 2 runs over the final 4 innings of his 5-inning stint.
So Davies completes his warm-up tosses. He's ready to go to work. His team down by a run, as he's asked to keep it close now here in the top of the 6th inning, as he'll face the top of the order. Will O'Connell, Logan Crawford, and Jake McClinty. Waiting for the home plate umpire. Where did he go?
He's over talking, looks like lineup changes with the manager of the Baker City squad.
He was over at the first base dugout going through a bunch of lineup changes. So with more changes coming, it would appear, in a 1-run game. As the catcher goes over and he's talking to one of the assistant coaches instead of continuing to warm up the pitcher. As he's having to play catch with his infielders. Why isn't he throwing pitches?
That's a good question. Maybe they're trying to save the catcher.
So
I'd rather see my pitcher finding the plate in my warm-ups, to be sure.
Exactly. My point. When pitching is an act of rhythm and repetition, he's just playing lollipop catch with his middle infielders. So here comes the whole plate umpire back here. We're going to tell us about the new pitcher. Thank you. Kyle Davies.
Kyle Davies.
That's one of those where I think if you were in a little more like a state athletic association, might be a problem since he wasn't on the lineup card.
Yes, he is.
Is he? Yeah. I didn't see. I must have missed him. Oh, misnumbered. Got it.
First pitch from Davies misses high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As he next pitch. Okay, well, I thought it was 24, so that may not be Kyle Davies.
It is.
Okay. So the next pitch is swung on and missed as O'Connell chases one off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. So Kyle Davies, the young right-hander for Reno, another one of those young players. Ground ball past the mound. Big hop off the glove of the shortstop Barton, and it's a hit.
Barton had a good beat on that one, but it took that funny hop in the grass behind the pitcher's mound, and he was lucky to get a glove on it as it kind of bounced backwards over his head and to his right.
It was like a hit off the seam of the grass where it meets the infield dirt, and it kangarooed up over his head. He was lucky just to get a glove on it. So the leadoff man aboard, that'll bring up Logan Crawford as we get a courtesy runner over to first base for O'Connell, who's thrown 5 innings so far today. As they go back to first base, and diving back to the bag is the runner.
Good stretch by Sala to save that from bouncing off the runner.
Logan Crawford, 1 for 3, singled in the first. He's flown out and took a called third strike his last time up. The first pitch, he's going to bunts it back to the pitcher. Davies had it and throws it back over to first base in time. And once again, the sacrifice works.
As we've talked about throughout the first couple of days here, insurance runs are a big deal here in this wood bat tournament, and every one you can scratch across is going to help. And with Baker holding on to just that 1-run lead, they'd sure like to add 1 or more here in the top of the 5th.
Jake McClawley, the next hitter, as he'll come up. He singled back in the first inning and has made out twice since then as well, as he's grounded out to second and took a called third strike back for the first out in the top of the 4th inning, which is his last trip to the plate. Davies ready. Checks back at the runner, comes home, and the first pitch is high here, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Getting a lot of activity down in the bullpen for Reno, as a left-hander starts to get loose down there as well. The 1-0. Ground ball toward third. He'll hold the runner, go to first. Bad throw as he throws it down to somewhere near Pocatello as the runner comes in, and he is going to be safe at home.
Great slide by O'Connell as he slid away from the tag and reached out with the left hand, and just under the swipe of the catcher, Plenda.
Brings about your first baseman, number 47, Zane Morgan.
So the error on the throw by the shortstop to first base allows the run to come in, and by the time they get the ball back into the infield, McClenna's at second base. So they get one of those runs back. It's now 8-6. As here is Zane Morgan, who's walked, doubled, struck out, scored twice, and takes the first pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. As the breaking ball, that is over for a strike. That was hit to the third baseman or to the shortstop?
Third.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I put the wrong number down.
He did a great job of looking the runner back. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or not, but that was an airmail shot.
The 0-2 pitch popped up. Going out is the shortstop, Barton. He's there. Just a few steps onto the outfield grass and puts that away for the second out.
That's a tough play right there. That your momentum is carrying you backwards. You're landing hard with every step, which messes with your vision. That's a really good job there in short left field by the shortstop.
And looking back into the sun, he's not wearing glasses that I can tell. But it becomes a tougher play than what it really is on paper. So here is Talon Van Cleve, the catcher. Van Cleve, one hit today. He's 1 for 3 as they go back to second base, and Davies almost throws it behind his second baseman who's breaking to cover the bag.
I guess you want to keep him a little bit closer just in case there's a base hit and not give up that second run in the inning.
As the pitch is outside, ball 1. Van Cleve singled back in the second inning and then was thrown out, tried to steal third to end the inning. Other than that, he's hit back to the box and flew out to center. Again, the 1-0 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat as he cues it foul back here behind home plate.
That's great spin off the nub of the bat there. I think there's a burn mark in the turf.
Very well could be. So 8-6 as we play here in the top of the 6th. Van Cleve waiting again, holding. Davies sets at the belt. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball again toward the shortstop. Charging is Burton. Throws across in time, and the inning is over. So Van Cleve grounds out 6-3. They get a run, though, a little bit of an insurance run for Baker City. 1 run on just the 1 hit. There was an error, and they leave a man on base here as well as we go to the bottom of the 6th here from the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament as a First Bank of Wyoming presentation. It's 8-6 on the Heritage Auto scoreboard here on the My Local Radio Sports Network and on mylocalradio.com.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Using the old-fashioned country tradition of barn building, Martin Sheds uses the time-honored construction techniques handed down from generation to generation. For quality, care, and attention to detail, contact Martin Sheds at 307-679-8187 to get a quote today.
All right, getting to be a little nervous time here. A 2-run game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. As for Reno, they'll start from the bottom of the order. Chase Rusnick back and then back to the top. And Chase Hemmelt and Dean Burton do a
new pitcher on the hill for the Bulldogs. Looks like number 12, Logan Meyer, taking over for O'Connell.
So Logan Meyer will come in and pick up. As O'Connell went a solid 5 innings and just kind of got touched up a little bit in that 3rd inning when they scored 5 runs on 6 hits. Other than that, he kept the Reno bats pretty much at bay.
He did indeed. He didn't strike out a lot of guys, but he pitched to contact. His defense helped him out a lot.
We have a pitching change.
And he's in line for the win if Baker City can hang on here in the final 2 innings against the Knights.
So he gave up 6 runs on 10 hits.
In the bottom of the 6th inning is right.
Joey struck out a couple, but he was all right around the plate the whole game. In fact, he only walked 1 guy in the game. As Rusnak will lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the pitch over for a strike, and it's now 1-1. 1-1 offering as Meyer leaves that pitch up.
2-0, I think. 2-1.
As the 2-1 offering, breaking ball, that's a pretty good pitch. As it bends it over there. As it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Meyer ready again. Tries to go back to that breaking pitch. That becomes a little bit more of a balloon he threw up there. And it misses high and inside and runs the count full to Rusnick, the leadoff man here in the 6th inning. The last thing you want to do is walk the leadoff man. The 3-2 pitch on the inside corner for a called strike.
So that's a second strike right there.
Okay, so now it's 3-2. Now the 3-2 offering is on the inside corner as he drops that breaking ball right on the front edge of the plate.
Meyer worked both sides of the plate really well in that at bat. Might have gotten a favorable call on that, but nevertheless, he was right around the edges and a great job of pitching on his first batter.
So here's Chase Hemholtz, 1 for 2 with a sacrifice today, as that pitch hits him in the wallet.
That one did not bite at all, and instead wound up biting number 10 right in the behind. Hemholtz trying to walk that one off. Don't rub it! He's rubbing it.
That's only the first hit batter by Baker City pitchers today. As that'll bring the bring the tying run to the plate here for Reno with 1 out here in the 6th inning, as Dean Braxton, or Barton rather, is the scheduled hitter. As we have a runner over at first base.
Brings to bat number 6, Dean Burton. Number 3 is Bodie Kellers. Oh, yeah. He's number 3.
Bodie Kellers is the runner over at first base. And the first pitch to Barton is up high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Barton with 1 hit in the game was out on a great play by the third baseman Stevens back in the 1st inning. And then he also popped up to the catcher. The 1-0. Misses outside and low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Got to come after this hitter. You can't afford to put him on. He represents the tying run.
Yeah, and the way Reno has been able to hit the ball here in the later innings, they've shown they're not afraid to take some swings and do some damage.
Next pitch, again, breaking ball is outside and low. Ball 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Pike Adrian would be next as he waits on deck.
Activity in the Baker City bullpen now.
As the pitch is up and in, ball 4. So a hit, batter, and a walk puts the tying runs on base here for Reno.
The one thing you don't want from relief pitching is guys that don't throw the ball over the plate. You gotta throw strikes and let your defense do things, especially when you're sitting on a lead. And to your point, Dan, now the tying run is on base here in the late innings.
And with that action going on in the bullpen, we're going to get a visit to the mound from the head coach for Baker City as he comes out to talk to Logan Meyer, as to see if he has any desires to go down to the bullpen where another right-hander is throwing down there. Now that the tying runs are on base here, we remind you that we'll have a post-game wrap-up coming up after the game. We'll talk about the totals from the game, our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, have our player of the game and our play of the game. That's all coming up on the post-game show when this one's over. So they stay with Meyer. 1 out, 2 men on here in the bottom of the 6th.
I was just buying a little bit of time to make sure the arm's ready if he struggles with this batter.
So a hit, batter, and a walk, pitch 2 men on. And here is Pike Adrian. The first pitch hit foul off of the mask of the catcher, and it's 0-1. Outfield straight away. The corner outfielders kind of pinch over toward the lines a little bit. So if Adrian can find the gap in either left center or right center, they can run for a long time. The 0-1. Breaking ball over again, and it's 0-2.
Way to bounce back after a hit batsman and a base on balls. Just coming right back, attacking the zone and getting on top of the hitter 0-2.
As the 0-2 pitch is hit foul back over the top of the screen. And it stays at no balls and 2 strikes. So it stays 0-2, 1 out. As the breaking pitch, look out, that almost got Adrian up around the headgear. As the breaking pitch really didn't break much, and it goes rather to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch just pokes at it and hits it foul off over the top of the first base dugout.
He swung twice here, fouled them both off, and neither really great swings as he's just trying to stay alive down 0-2, chasing but barely making contact with those pitches on the outside part of the zone.
Colin Planta would be next. The 1-2. Line toward right center. It's going to get down. Coming around third, here comes the first runner as he will score to make it a 1-run game again, as it's now 8-7. As Hamlet is chased home.
It was a nice piece of hitting. He just, kind of inside out, reached out, poked out, went with it, and dropped it into shallow right field to score the run.
He tried to do that several times. That's why he kept just trying to serve him out there to right field and finally got one he could handle. So the tying run is at second base. 1 out in the inning. As Rusnick, who led off the inning, struck out. That ball popped up. Infield fly rule called as the shortstop, McCloudy, able to make the play. That's the second out.
Chased that one, got under it, and popped it straight up, and now Baker City with 2 outs here in the inning. Really a golden opportunity to tie or take the lead on this one, and now it all falls on the shoulders of Mateus Lopez for the Reno Knights.
Lopez walked, doubled, home a run, and scored back in the 3rd inning. So here's Lopez. Runners at 1st and 2nd. 2 outs. As the pitch to Lopez is over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
I had a lot of fun, not gonna lie. That was great for me.
Myers got a really good that breaking pitch. He's throwing that a lot. When it bites, it drops well. When it doesn't, it's a headhunter.
Next pitch to Lopez, misses down and in, and it's a ball and a strike. Trying to move the outfield around a little bit for Baker City. They want the left fielder to move a couple of steps toward the line as the next pitch to Lopez misses again.
Yeah, with that breaking pitch, I could see wanting to protect that line just a little bit.
So 2 balls and a strike. That breaking pitch misses inside. It's ball 3, 3-1. So 3-1 on Lopez. Well,
question, green light or not.
As he's taking the breaking pitch over for a strike.
2 on, 2 out. Full count. Looks like the runners will be off.
Keep an eye on the runners as they go 3-2 as the ball is hit toward the 3rd baseman. Stevens has it, plays it across in time for the out. As it stays a 1-run game as Lopez grounds out 5-3.
The score is
as Reno gets a run on 1 hit in the inning. And they leave a couple of men on base. As we will go to the 7th in a 1-run game. It is Baker City 8, Reno 7 on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
At Black's Fork Dental, we're not just a dental office, we're a family. We believe in inspiring lasting smiles, and that means welcoming patients of all ages. From the littlest smiles to the wisest grins, our team is here to provide gentle and caring dental care for your entire family. Our warm and friendly atmosphere will make you and your kids feel right at home, ensuring every visit is a positive one. At our office, we use the latest technology to provide top-notch care for your family's dental needs, from x-rays to crowns, ClearCorrect to implants, or even dentures. Black's Fork Dental, where advanced technology meets compassionate care. Join our dental family today by scheduling at blacksforkdental.com.
It's lunchtime, and I'm stuck at the office.
Jackalope. The big game is on. I can't miss it just to pick up groceries.
Jackalope.
Mom, I need supplies for my school project.
Jackalope.
Doing the hopping for your shopping. Jackalope Delivery. 307-679-7174.
Jackalope.
Remember to stay tuned as we have one more game for you coming up tonight as Sam Brown and Aaron Poling will have the Reno Elko game. Boy, if Reno can come back and win this after falling behind by 5 runs after the top of the 1st inning, what a boost that would give them to have to go out, stay around and play Elko tonight.
With that young team that they are, learning how to play at this level, absolutely be a huge boost for them as they come up against a fairly senior team when it comes to the age and in comparison to the Reno Knights in the Elko Bascos.
So Clay Stevens will lead it off. Andy Richards and Logan Meyer will also be scheduled to hit here in this half inning as we go to the 7th in a 1-run game. So here's Stevens, hit by a pitch, walked. The only official at-bat he has in the game today. He grounded out to 2nd back in the 1st inning. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So they put it on the shoulders of little Kyle Davies to get him to the bottom of the 7th, and we're still in a 1-run game. As the next pitch is lined, it's going to die like a dying duck in the glove of the second baseman, Adrian.
Well, if it walks like, quacks like, and then dies like, it's an out. So we'll take it.
So 1 out. And here is Andy Richards as he rolls the ball foul over by the third base dugout.
Took a good cut on that one. It just dropped out right at the last second.
0-1 the count on Richards. Richards has walked twice, but he's turned both of those walks into runs as the pitch misses. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Also had a sacrifice bunt his last time up, so he also does not have an official at bat today. Drives that one to short center as coming across and diving and tried to make the play was the shortstop or second baseman Adrian, but couldn't quite get to it. I think it went off his glove.
He did everything but catch that one. A heck of a sellout effort there, just couldn't come up with it. And a 1-out bloop for the Bulldogs.
So Richards picks up his first hit of the game. Now here's Logan Meyer. Meyer's walk popped up. He's 0 for 1 officially today. And the first pitch here is a ground ball to third. Up to get it quickly. They go to second as they get an out there. Relay throw not in time. Kind of a generous phantom play at second base allowed by the base umpire.
Yeah, that looked like the throw pulled the second baseman off the bag a little bit before the ball actually got to the glove. Maybe they're giving him credit for a clean field. Regardless, now it's 2 outs.
So 2 outs, and now here is the center fielder, Sage Joseph. As Joseph has kind of struggled through the day. He walked back in the first inning, but he struck out twice since, swinging in the third inning and looking in the fifth. As he gets a little pep talk down there from the base coach and head coach. So he climbs in from the right side as Kyle Davies needs just an out to get out of this inning and get his team to the bottom of the 7th as the first pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike.
He may not be the biggest player on the night squad, but he has stepped up big for them in relief.
As they go to first base and the ball dropped by the first baseman.
That was a good move, and it was there maybe on time to get them. Just a little off with the throw as it rolled away, but not far enough for the runner there to advance.
Right-hander throwing in the bullpen for Baker City. So see if they're going to bring him in, or do they stay with Meyer in the bottom of the 7th as the next pitch swung on and missed.
He took a little bit off of that one and really had Joseph chasing. Great pitch there to go up 0-2.
Sets at the belt, looks back over at first. And the pitch home is on a bounce, gets away from the catcher as the runner by Meyer will advance to second base.
Now all Joseph has to do is make contact, poke it into the outfield somewhere, as it looks like Reno's outfield's pretty deep. And if they can do that, maybe Baker can tack on that very important insurance run.
Now here comes the 1-2 offering. On the corner, strike 3 called. He may be the littlest guy on the field, but he's got the biggest heart as Kyle Davies strikes out Sage Joseph to end the inning. No runs, no hits, and they leave a man on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th in a 1-run game. It's 8-7. Baker City leads here on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast roller, the nightlighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the got-a-ticketer, the veering off the road, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
So pitching change as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, as Talon Van Cleve will come out from behind the plate, and he'll look to get the final 3 outs and close out this 1-run lead that they have as they go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So they bring out Van Cleve. That means they need a new catcher, and John Garcia will put on the tools and can settle in behind the plate.
The Bakersfield Brewers coming into the mound will be Talon Van Cleve.
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Reno, Sawyer Sala, Landon Seller, and then Brandon Eckmeyer. As here is Sawyer Sala, who takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Sala with a pair of RBI singles in the game today. As first pitch was over for a strike, the next pitch over again, and it's 0-2.
Van Cleve doing what Meyer didn't, and that's coming out and throwing strikes.
Yeah, and throwing hard as it comes back, a little breaking pitch, and he just serves it into left field, and the leadoff man's aboard.
Great job of just going with that pitch. He's throwing hard, so he just reached out, let the bat make some contact, and poke it into left field for that leadoff single.
Landon Zeller.
So that brings up Landon Zeller. 12th hit of the game for Reno.
Started slow, but boy, have they come on gangbusters here late.
Zeller has one of those hits way back in the 2nd inning. Shows bunt, reaches out and punches it foul up along the first base side, and it's 0-1.
More small ball there as they try to get that tying run into scoring position, especially with the bottom half of the order. Just want to kind of move it along, maybe get to the top of the order.
Well, they can get 2 more hitters past Zeller. They can be back to the top of the order. The 0-1. That's going to be popped up as it's a shortstop will make the play there and just has an easy throw back to first base for the double play.
That is heart-wrenching for the Knights. As the runner at first, Sala just seemed to lose track of the ball. That's not one you want to be running that hard for unless they had the hit and run on, because he was 3/4 of the way to the bag at second on that little soft pop up to short. There was no chance for him to get back.
So 2 outs. Now here is Byron Eckmeyer representing the final out. As with the bases empty, hits the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1.
Went from all kinds of hope and promise to for the Knights.
The 0-1, breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. So now they're down to their last strike. They trailed 5-0 and 6-0 after an inning and a half, but they're able to fight back and make it a 1-run game at 8-7, but does it run out of gas here as it's lined, backhand in the hole by the shortstop. McClinty will throw across, but not in time. It's an infield hit to extend it just a little bit.
Cue the Bee Gees because the Knights are staying alive.
Well, the question is, can they do something with it now with 2 outs, or is it just a whimper of protest? Here's Chase Ruzick as the fastball misses outside, ball 1-0. Ruzick with 1 hit, struck out, flew out. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. The runner goes, and the throw through is in time for the final out.
Gutsy call, and he almost beat it, but a perfect throw and a perfect tag. And Baker City ends the game the way they started it. Great defensive plays, and hold on for that one-run win.
So they try to make a game of it in the last inning. No runs, couple hits, and nobody left. 8-7 final as Baker City able to hold on for the victory. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The post-game show is next here on this First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of the Elko Basque Wood Bat Tournament from here in Elko, Nevada. You're listening and watching on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Growing up is all about having your independence. And Y-High is here to help you gain real financial freedom with a Y-High Independence Account. With an emphasis on education, growth, and experience, the Y-High Independence Account prepares you to handle your own finances, so you're ready for what life throws your way. We're talking no parent or legal guardian required on your account, no risk of collections or negative reporting, and no overdraft fees. Find your independence with a Y-High Independence Account today.
Sell or buy your home with a realtor you can trust. At Cowboy State Realty, we are dedicated to helping you with all your real estate needs. At Cowboy State Realty, we are working for you. Call us at 307-200-4332 to schedule an appointment today. At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Well, welcome back in here to the post-game show. As you weren't with us for the last couple of hours, you missed a heck of a ball game. As the team from Reno and the team from Baker City, boy, they squared off in a good one. As Baker City jumped out fast to get a big lead as they scored 5 runs in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, 5 runs in the first inning. They added single runs in the second and third, built that big 7-0 lead before Reno came back in the third and plated 5 big ones there. But the Knights just never quite able to overcome as Baker City got themselves one insurance run, I believe it was in the 6th, and held off the Knights, including a big double play to end the scoring threat in the bottom half of the 7th. Final score again, Baker City 8, Reno 7 here from Upper Kump Field.
Yep, our final totals in the game, it was Baker City, 8 runs on 9 hits. They left 7 men on base. Reno was 7 runs on 13 hits. They also left 7 men on base. The winning pitcher, Will McConnell, who went 5 innings, even though he gave up 10 of those 13 hits and gave up 6 runs. Well, they staked him to that big lead early, and he was never headed, so he's still able to collect the win. Poplis is the loser, and a save goes to Van Cleve, who came in to get the last 9 outs. He made it interesting, but he got the last 3 outs in the game. Game took 2 hours and 14 minutes to play, and it was a dandy. The third game of the day here. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have our player of the game and our player of the game as we continue here on the postgame show. 8-7 finals. Baker City beats Reno on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
I don't
don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store, I'm filled with anxiety. Do I have enough money? Meat prices have doubled. How can I ever work on food storage when I can hardly afford food for this week? Wyoming Wild Meats in Lyman is the solution. Weekly specials are posted on Facebook. Beef, pork, chicken for one meal or a mixed order to fill the freezer. You will find quality Gosner cheese and milk products and delicious bread. Because overhead is low, the savings are passed to every customer. Wyoming Wild Meats, offering fresh domestic meats.
Serving the Bridger Valley since 1987, Bridger Valley Motors are your engine repair experts. Along with engine repair, Bridger Valley Motors offers towing services, tire alignments, brake repairs, and more. Visit Bridger Valley Motor at 217 North Main Street in Lyman.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
All right, welcome back here to the postgame show as Baker City, Oregon hangs on to beat Reno 8-7. And it's time to talk a little bit about the way this game all broke down. As first we'll have our player of the game, and that has to be the winning pitcher, Will McConnell, for Baker City, who allowed just 10 hits over 5 innings, 6 runs. Walked one, struck out a couple, and hit a batter, but he had an equally as fine day at the plate as well.
He did, and he had 3 hits in the ball game, scored 2 runs, and really led the offensive charge, particularly that key hit that he scored had a single there in the 6th inning that led to that insurance run that wound up being the winning run. And really can't overlook that job on the bump either because he had the one bad inning, and other than that, he really handled the Reno batters in this ball game.
Our player of the game brought to you by Pepsi, where nothing beats a Pepsi. The play of the game, and it really was probably the play of the game because the game could have gone any direction on this play if they don't get the double play in the 7th inning.
Definitely. Reno there at the plate with a runner at first. Either they had the hit and run on or a straight steal. The batter at the plate just popped that ball, a little poke right up to the shortstop. The runner from first getting 3/4 of the way before he slipped, fell, and instead of a runner in scoring position with just one out, or I should say with nobody out, Reno goes with that double play as Baker City able to turn that easy 6-3 to change the tenor of the inning and really close out the ball game.
So what was probably the best game of the tournament so far ends up as a 1-run win for Baker City. We have one game for you left tonight, and that's Reno trying to bounce back from that tough 1-run loss as they'll take on the host team, Elko. That game comes up in about 20 or 25 minutes as it will be Sam Brown providing the play-by-play. He'll be joined by Aaron Poling coming up in just a little bit. Sam, it was a pleasure to work with you here in this game, and it was a good one.
It was fun.
And have fun coming up with the last game here as well. So, final score once again, Baker City beats Reno 8-7. Stay tuned here on the My Local Radio Sports Network. Our final game of the day, Reno and Elko, come up in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Dan Hubbard, and we'll talk to you again coming up here in just a little bit on the My Local Radio Sports Network.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.